My first time out here just as a guest with Midnight Shadows, before we were even on the team. Came out here, and I think Benny, his girlfriend, and then John and I were up here on this director stand. And Alan had told me they had one picture of a lady in white that walks around out here. And I was standing here looking around, it was dark. And I kept watching something, and Alan said, "You see it too, don't you?" And you saw it. You can see a white figure across the field out there past that fence. All the way across, turned around and came back. And then later in the night we saw her out in the pathways out here in the woods. I'll show you that spot later.
First time Johnny and the one group he was with at that time came out. Right out here about this, where the backstop is, there was a couple of them walking, and somebody up ahead turned around and took a picture. There was 2 or 3 figures, and it looked like 2 of them was walking like this and another one behind them.
Can't remember quite where it is, but that's where we got, my wife got the feeling of that she was kneeling down, very sad, and something very bad happened to her. If you stand on either of the director stands, you might see her.
Yeah.
And also, if you're up, especially up on the one in the middle, you can see figures at each pathway. There's the big one there, and then the other end there's a that comes around on the outside.
Johnny come out here early or late afternoon, early evening, and so we was over there at the bandstand there, and he was getting some activity, and we started walking. And Johnny and I, we probably got about probably somewhere up in that area. There's a dip right there, and that's high, probably about 75 feet past that dip right there off the corner of the football field. And Johnny and I just got a feeling that we ain't going any further. And we turned around and we went back. Well, the next day I was out here mowing, and in that area where we stopped, there was an area in the grass about this big around where the grass turned brown. Johnny got a new camera, his full spectrum camera. And he just come back here, takes pictures in the daylight. He stopped about right in there, took a picture, and he called me later on that night or the next day, and he said, "Hey, I just sent you a picture email. You need to open it up and look at it." That full spectrum camera, there was a figure standing about right there where them 3 little trees are. Looked like they was either standing there waving or holding a lantern.
Now last year, I was standing, everybody out here was doing EVP sessions back here, and I was standing right about here because I kept hearing something. And I was standing here watching, kept hearing something over there in the trees, and right back here where those 2 trees are, where it kind of curves out there, all of a sudden I saw a shadow figure, probably maybe half a foot taller than Benny, step out. And I just stood there and kept looking at it, and I could hear in my mind, "Who are you? What are you doing here? And why are you bothering me?" And this was on Halloween night. And all of a sudden I just kept standing there looking at it, and all of a sudden it charged at me, and I backed up. I'm usually not scared doing this stuff at all, and it just disappeared. But this is where the tribes used to meet, have their meetings to, I guess, keep from going to war or whatever they did. I'm not quite sure. But we've had pretty strange K2 readings out here. Millimeter. Benny was sitting out here one night, and there was a big temperature drop around him. You'll feel it. There'll be no wind, and you'll feel.
Yeah, to get any K2 reading or any EMF reading out here would be something.
Yep. Especially over there, but he was sitting right about where you are, and it just got real cold.
Right there on that stone.
That's right, yeah. It just got real cold, and you could feel it move around.
During the winter time, you can come back here when there's snow on the ground, and there's never any snow there where the campfire's at.
A lot of people stand back here, close your eyes. A lot of people get dizzy, stuff like that, feel like they can't stand back here. This is cabin 13. We've got a couple, like a blue mist picture in here.
Yeah, this is cabin a couple people one night after that mist. After the mist in the cat, we didn't find it until after the fact with the pictures, and so there was like a blue mist. And that night there was a couple people that actually got sick.
Yeah, we had to take
Felt
your girlfriend
sick,
out
yeah.
of here. She got sick to her stomach. This is where I was sleeping. Benny was laying over there and I had the flashlight right about there, and it just kept coming on and off. Now, for a long time, we never really got anything here. But
One night we did.
One night we were investigating, we thought, okay, we'll set some stuff up in here. We set the flashlight up, K2 and stuff. We started asking questions and everything just started going crazy. Flashlight on, off, K2 going crazy. Temperature changes, and we started asking questions about the campground. If they liked the changes that the board members were trying to make, like they were trying to move the campfire somewhere else, and I said, do you think it's a good idea? Nothing happened. Said, do you think it's a bad idea? The flashlight would come on. Everything in question that pertained to the camp that they didn't like, it would come on, and we asked them, do you like what Benny has done for this place, and do you like him? And it came on. This is the original museum where they used to keep the bones and other artifacts.
When the ground was bought, this was actually inside the old barn that sat here. We've got pictures. Well, I've got a DVD. We've got the slides and everything, and converted them digitally onto a CD or a DVD. And the one picture of the barn, you can see it through the door opening in the front of the barn. You can see this sitting inside the barn.
Yeah, the house, one of the houses used to sit over there in the woods. We went and found some of the foundation last year.
It was tore down in '73.
I know. What was it about the bush? They cut a bush back from here.
Yeah, there was a bush growed here. And we was in here one time, and not even a week later, come back, and the bush was growed over and across the door. Like telling us, don't go in here.
Yeah, it didn't, back when all the artifacts were in here, that didn't like too many people in here. People would get sick.
They found this where?
That, one of the board members went out west and got that and brought it back. That's not from here.
These used to be full of the artifacts. One night my wife was in here. We had another group from Lima here with us. They were told not to provoke. They'd come in here and provoked.
This was the one where the skeletal remains was what was supposedly a 20-year-old girl from the Fort Ancient tribe.
Yeah. But my wife was standing here, and she had put her hand on the glass. There was a female skeleton and a dog skeleton that was found with her in here. My wife had her hand on the glass, and someone had been in here before, about an hour before, and provoked, and they were told not to. And we don't know if it would have aggravated anything, but my wife felt this burning on her leg, and they went over to the lodge, and there's scratches on her legs. It's 2 sets of 3 scratches. Another, I think it was, my wife got scratched that night, and then we had some bad activity here and there because the people had provoked, and Brandy with Pit 3 got scratched in the lodge when we were talking about them provoking. So they've never been invited back. They didn't take the pictures down, or no, the pictures are still up. So.
No, they took some of the pictures. A lot of the stuff that was in the box over there.
Yeah.
They took it. They were supposed to got them back. They took the case here that had the 6-year-old boy in it.
Mm-hmm.
They took that case, and so they're supposed to bring all that back, but haven't seen it yet.
Wow. That's a completely different feeling in here. We can try it later, but I don't.